Looks like it's that time of year again. Christmas is right around the corner, and your favourite Soyboy destroyer is here to spread some holiday cheer. There is nothing quite as magical as Christmas. Frosty windows and hot cocoa. Friends and family, joyous couples and giggling children. It truly is the most wonderful time of the year. However, not everyone is quite as eager to celebrate the season. There is an insidious faction out there dedicated to destroying our traditions and disseminating their own devious agenda. The atheists, hell-bent on taking the Christ out of Christmas. The liberals, devoted to turning Christmas into a corporatized circus instead of a heartfelt celebration. And, of course, the Santa deniers. These three groups add up to be a misanthropic band of basement dwellers that gets their kicks from lying to children and doing everything in their power to ruin the most majestic day of the year. These sinister coteries all work to undermine the spirit of Christmas. Now, I'm not talking about an overt suppression of Christmas, as certain people do.
In recent decades, I have been wished happy holidays by every waiter and waitress in every restaurant I have dined, by everyone who welcomes me at any business, by my flight attendants and pilots, and by just about everyone else. When I respond, "Thank you, Merry Christmas," I often sense that I've actually created some tension. Many of those I wish Merry Christmas are probably relieved to hear someone who feels free to utter the C word.
Rather, I want to analyze the deeper rejection of how we practice Christmas and the beliefs that undergird the holiday, which even those who allege that there is a war on Christmas are complicit in.
Like many young people, Maria believed in God when she arrived in college. But while there, she repeatedly encountered professors who insisted that based on the science, God was a myth. No more real than Santa Claus. No more real than Santa Claus.
Despite what the Christmas revisionists might tell you, Christmas isn't just an insipid gift exchange. It's a fundamental source of sustenance for the soul, and it makes everyone happier and healthier. This is especially important considering the bleak circumstances of the past couple years. Soyboy Destroyer here. It's time to deck the halls with boughs of holly. Fa la 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 la.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I took advice on what I could or could not do. Yeah,
The anti-Santa movement. These Scrooges argue that we should ditch the holiday tradition of Old St. Nick in the name of progress and science. These soy suckers love to tell everyone that Santa Claus is not real and that, accordingly, we shouldn't celebrate this fictional gift giver. Of course, many don't take these clowns seriously and dunk on them with tons of dank memes. But let's go to the brass tacks and critically examine their claims. While they may tote out all sorts of claims, the fact of the matter is that the atheists have never truly debunked the existence of Santa. The most rigorous position they can empirically take is that our jolly friend is undetermined to exist. Atheists will inevitably ask, how can Santa produce and distribute all of those gifts to so many kids overnight? How has he never been caught? And so on. But they'll always fail to consider that Santa is operating beyond human limitations and maybe even beyond human understanding. Virtually every interpretation of St. Nick portrays him as magical and or technologically advanced, just as with the similarly supernatural God figure in Abrahamic religions, we can understand that Santa exists without having to fully understand the inner workings of his Christmas operations. Funnily enough, these same soy cucks will never ask how FedEx and Amazon achieve their overnight shipping, nor do they question Walmart, which has the logistics, the scale of a whole country. Is it so hard to imagine that Santa employs similar methods, but with elves instead of employees? Santa is working at a level beyond human technology and skill, so of course he's able to maintain a worldwide logistical network for gift giving. The atheists, of course, go right to the kids with their beliefs because they want to indoctrinate our babies at an early age. This is what they must do if they want to change society. But things are not in their favour. 1 in 6 adults still write to Santa Claus, not just believe in him, but actively write to him. And here's what these jolly fellows have to say.
I believe, and it is wonderful. I still get the childlike thrill at Christmas, believe it or not. There are many adults who believe in Santa Claus, but many won't admit it. Since the physical existence of Santa Claus has never been proven or disproven, we don't know for sure either way. Therefore, I'd rather believe in him than not. Whether there is actually a plump, jolly old man in the North Pole with elves and reindeer, who knows? Believing is joyous.
Here, you can see just one of many satisfied customers, which proves that Santa believers are happier and more prosperous than their atheist Soyboy counterparts. Santa deniers will inevitably throw out the same old talking points in a pathetic attempt to persuade people Saint Nick is just some collective hallucination. The most popular hoax: Santa doesn't deliver Santa doesn't deliver the presents, your parents do. Okay, if that's really the case, why do some of the gifts specifically say they're from Santa Claus? And why would the gifts... And why... Okay. And why would some gifts be addressed to parents from Santa? Do you really expect me to believe parents are buying presents for themselves? How ridiculous. Okay, so then why has nobody ever caught Santa Claus? Are you kidding? He's magic. NORAD tracks him every winter, but they can't stop him. So why do these Grinches hate Santa in the first place? He's a jolly old man who dedicates his existence to making children happy. Hell, I'd expect atheist commies to like him more than anyone else. An overweight, bearded man that dresses in red and redistributes the presents? That's practically Karl Marx. And yet these misanthropic Scrooges want to ruin Christmas by telling kids that Santa Claus is just some extension of old Germanic holidays. Funny how they never consider that maybe the explanation for the variety of jolly figures like Santa Claus, Father Christmas, and so on is simply the way various cultures interpreted Santa's arrival every winter. But back to the point. What is making people shun St. Nick? Pessimism, misanthropy, malice. As we know all too well, liberals and leftists hate the rich and successful. If they had their druthers, everyone would be equally poor instead of unequally wealthy. The anti-Santa agenda is much more insidious than just mere skepticism. It's part of a plot to rob this world of jolliness and joy. If they can make you stop believing in Santa Claus, they make you stop believing in capitalism. Are we really going to just roll over and let these guys ruin the season? Not if I have anything to say about it. And I do. Well, I've got some cocoa to chug and some carols to sing, so that's all for now. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Honestly, I don't really care how you celebrate as long as you embrace the merriment of the season and spend some time with your loved ones. Hope you get some cool presents. The only thing on my Christmas list this year is another Soyboy to beat into a pulp. Metaphorically, of course, like in a debate or something. Soyboy Destroyer, out.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I took advice on what I could or could not do.
Yeah, stop being a hypocrite! Freedom for everyone!
So,
Yeah, yeah!
human fighting.
Driven by the perfect